Josh Guindon Poker, Salem Witch EMD, your World Poker Tour Club WPT Ambassador, coming to you with episode 3 of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist. After 2 sessions, we are sitting favorably at $2,500 of our $10,000 goal. On the last episode, we announced 2 ways to win $1,100 Prime Championship seats to the upcoming December World Poker Tour Championship Series. If we beat this challenge in 16 episodes or fewer, or if we get to 1,000 subscribers by the start of the Prime Championship, we have a solid chance to achieve both. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and make sure you follow me on X, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok for more giveaways. All at Josh Guindon Poker. Super excited about episode 3. Not only do we have hand histories coming your way, a baker's dozen in fact, but we will delve deep into the mental game. I was asked what has led to my unprecedented start on the World Poker Tour. How did I become a sponsored player and an ambassador on the World Poker Tour for what is being deemed by the World Poker Tour as a sun run? We've now competed in 5 World Poker Tour main events, cashing in all 5, roughly top 5 percentile finishes in all 5, top 4 percentile if you average out all 5. We played in the Venetian, Virgin Voyages, Best Bet Jacksonville, $5 million free roll, and the Seminole Hard Rock Poker Open. And in my mind, it comes down to 2 things. I would say I've been very good at strategy, studying GTO, Game Theory Optimal, focusing on exploitative play. This has been a strength. However, what I have been elite at is the mental game. Hand 1, I'll be sharing some insights into the mental game. I'm excited to share with you some strategies that have allowed me to be locked in, hyper-focused for multiple days, 11 to 12-hour sessions, performing at an elite level on the main stages of the World Poker Tour. Let's get into the hand histories. So we sit down with the table maximum $1,000 in 9:15 p.m. here local time, Eastern Standard Time at Boston Harbor Encore Casino and Resort. We sit down in a $2, $5 cash game. The very first hand, the straddle is on, so we have $2, $5, 10 action. Hand number 1 is a fun one. No short of action here. As we just sit down, we unrack our chips, and the cutoff raised to $30. The button calls $30, and we look down at King of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs in the straddle, and we elect to make it $165. We decided it's a good spot to squeeze here, as a cutoff can have weak hands in their range. Button has basically announced that they have a middle strength hand, and the button calls $367 to the flop, which is favorable. Queen of Hearts, 9 of Spades, 3 of Spades. We continue for $210 because we flop top pair on a wet dynamic board. We are ahead here the vast majority of the time. The button's range is capped. He elects to call. So we have $787 going to the turn. We already have a jumbo jet worth of dollars in the pot on our first hand as we go to the turn, which is a 9 of clubs. Unlikely he has many 9s, though he does have some. We analyze the hand, balancing the fact that he has more 9s than us with the fact the board is so draw heavy and we are out of position. We decided we want to make him pay the maximum. We decide if he has a 9, it is what it is. Seems unlikely. We determine all in is the best play. His range is capped. We are ahead of the vast majority of the time, and we want to maximally charge his draws. We are all in for $625 more. Very first hand. He tanks, mumbles something. 2 minutes in. I'm obviously ahead at this point. He calls. So $2,037 to the river, which is the Jack of Diamonds. He quickly tables Jack of Clubs, Jack of Spades for a rivered set. He spikes the 2 outer on us very first hand. We were a 96% favorite to win, a $2,000 pot on the very first hand. Doesn't go our way. Instead, we get stacked in a nasty suckout. Brutal first hand, minus $1,000. We got the money in good. Massive suckout. We were 96% favorite to win. That's poker. I talked to the guy after the hand. He said, I thought you were bowling with ace king. Just remember, when we get the money in good and get sucked out on, this is variance. This is part of why poker is so profitable. The result is not predetermined. You can win from behind. Remember, you cannot control everything. Part of why I love poker so much is being confident in the face of uncertainty, similar to what I face every day as an emergency room doctor. Remember, when you get the money in good and get sucked out on, That is okay. This was a massively profitable situation. This one doesn't go our way, but guess what? 24 of the next 25 times, statistically speaking, it will go our way. We walk back to the cage because Boss Encore does not have chip runners in 2025. Silver linings, I suppose. We see this as an opportunity to calm our thoughts. Some deep breathing. We want to eliminate tilt, refocus our mind, get locked in, and prepare for battle. Daniel Negreanu style. I want to walk you through what I do when I am at the table and we take a massive suck out. This is insight, a strategy into my mental game, which I have been elite at, allowing me to go on a sun run. Deep breathing, refocusing the mind, 4 parts, a miniature, quick transcendental meditation session directly at the table. I'm going to show you how. Basically, this is a 4-step process. Number 1, as we're breathing, what am I feeling physically? Number 2, what am I feeling emotionally? Number 3, deep breathing only. Number 4, how do I want to proceed? What are my goals? All 4 parts feature a 4x4x4 deep breathing exercise. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. Number 1, why am I doing this? I am realizing that my body is feeling physically. Is my foot sore? Is my shoe tight? Does my lower back ache? In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. And for the second 4x4x4 breathing, what am I feeling emotionally? What was this guy doing? Why did that negative result happen? I'm thankful to just be sitting here playing a game I love. Number 3, breath only. No thoughts, just breathing. Number 4, where do I want to go from here? What are my goals for the session? What am I trying to accomplish? What strategies am I trying to implement? In for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. Try this next time you take a bad beat. You'll come back refreshed, sharp, focused. But we elect to rebuy for the maximum. Really all we want at this point is another shot at this player. He tried to literally gift me $1,000. We could have had ace queen, king queen, king king, ace ace, queen queen. Even there, sometimes we have ace 9 suited. We take a deep breath and we move on to interesting hand number 2. We look down at a suited king on the button, king of clubs, 4 of clubs, and we like to make it $20 pre-flop when it is folded to us. The small blind calls and the big blind then 3 bets to a very small size of $65. So now there are 6, I like to call small blind calls also. So now there are 3 ways, $195 going to the flop. It's kind of close here, could probably be better as a fold. With implied odds, talk myself into a call. Certainly a bit loose. Realistically, despite our deep breathing, we're likely feeling some effects from the last hand. So the flop is a 7-7-6 rainbow. The small blind checks, the 3-better checks, and I like to bet $110. The pre-flop 3-better calls. So now there's $415 to the turn, which is the jack of diamonds. Goes check, check. And the river is a 9 of hearts. He checks to me. I have king high on a dream. We bet $245, and he snap calls, tabling ace of spades, 5 of spades for a ace high hero call. Jason was a non-believer, and he made a hero call, and he was correct. Hand number 3 is the jack of hearts, jack of clubs from under the gun. Beautiful hand, and the straddle is on $2, $5, $10 action. We like to make it $35 first act. The low jack and the small blind call, $120 to the flop, which is ace 9-3 rainbow. We bet $45 and we take down a small one. Hand number 4 is the 4 of clubs, 4 of spades, the Mizrachi. We look down at the Mizrachi. We are in the straddle. Straddle is on $2, $5, $10 action. It folds to the big blind who elects to call the straddle, $10, and it then goes to me, and we decide to raise up the Mizrachi. We make it $50. The big blind folds, take down a small one. So hand number 5, $2, $5, $10 action. The straddle is on once again. We look down at a beautiful hand, king of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, and we like to make it $35 from the cutoff. Once it was folded to us, the button 3 bets us to $110. We like to call. The flop is quite favorable. 10 of clubs, 2 of spades, 2 of diamonds. I like to check here. The button bets $75, and we decide to take it to the streets and put in the old check raise to $240. Players must respect your checks. And the button folds. Hand number 6. Straddle is on once again. $2, $5, $10 action. And we look down at King, Queen, offsuit in the hijack and make it $35. The cutoff, button, and big blind are all non-believers, and they all call $152 to the flop, which is Queen, Jack, 3, Rainbow. We flop top pair, and we elect to continuation bet $85. The big blind, Jimmy, is local legend. He elects to call. So now there's $322 going to the turn, which is the ace of spades. And the turn action goes check, check. River is the 6 of hearts. It checks to me. We bet $125, and he folds. Interesting hand number 7 comes from the cutoff when we look down at 5 of spades, 5 of clubs. Straddle is on. There's a limp under the gun and a limp in the hijack. We've got a pocket pair. We elect to raise up 5-5. We've got black 5, black 5 spades, black 5 of clubs. We like to make it $55 with the speed limit hand. The small blind jams for $200. It's a little over $150 more, getting 2 to 1 on our money. We're flipping often, and we like to call. And the board runs out King 8, 4, King 4. He shows King, Jack of hearts, and he has a full house. We got the money in correctly, and we lost a flip. Not running too well in this session. Let's try to turn it around. Let's see if we can do that on interesting hand number 8. When we're in the straddle, we look down at 6, 4 offsuit. Of course, we've got $2, $5, $10 action. The button player, Jason, from the aforementioned hand, makes it $30. We call $20 more. There's 67 in the pot going to the flop, which is 9-6-2 Rainbow. We flop middle pair. Action goes check, check. Queen of diamonds turn. I check. He bets $25, and we call. $117 going to the river, which is a 4. To the turn, rather. No, to the river, sorry. The 4 on the river. We lead $100 into 117 and trying to make it look bluffy despite having 2 pair. Many straight draws miss like 7, 8, 8, 10, Jack 10, and he folds. Interesting hand number 9 is King 10 offsuit from the button. Jimmy, the aforementioned local legend, makes it under the gun, makes it $30 from under the gun 1, and the cutoff calls. I call on the button. It's a bit loose, and the big blind calls. 4 players. $142 to the flop, which is King of clubs, 8 of clubs, 4 of diamonds. Jimmy bets $75 and goes to 200. I like to call, and now there's $292 going to the turn, which is a 5 of spades. He checks. I bet $175, and Jimmy check raised to $400. We like to fold. Jimmy's got some flop sets here, combo draws that hit the turn. He could have some ace-ace. Let's say like 6-7, 4-5 suited. Ace-6 of clubs sometimes, these sort of hands. We assess his range. He's got more value hands than bluff hands. We perceive that he's setting up a river jam. We've got top pair, but we've got a weak kicker. We just decide to make a snug fold. We go on to hand number 10, which is in the small blind, and we look down at the best hand ever created, Pocket Rockets, ace of clubs, ace of spades. The button player makes it 40, and we like to 3-bet to 120. Button calls. Now there's $255 going to the flop, which is 8-6-4 Rainbow. I bet $75, and he calls. Now there's $405 going to the turn, which is an 8. We bet $225. He says he has a combo drop, and he folds. Interesting hand number 11. Second best hand ever created. King of hearts, king of spades, under the gun. And this straddle is on. $2, $5, 10 action. $2, $5, $10 action. We make it $35. 4 players total come along, including cut off, the button, and the small blind all agreed to the price of poker. Now we have $155 going to the flop, which is the Queen of Diamonds, Jack of Diamonds, Jack of Hearts. I check, the button bets 35, the small blind calls, and I make it $120. Raising here for value and information. The small blind calls. My spidey senses are tingling. Don't like it. There's $420 going to the turn, which is the ace of diamonds. And the action goes check, check. The river is the 7 of hearts. Check, check once again. Small blind player shows jack of clubs, 9 of spades, 4 trips. And so the player in the small blind called $35 pre-flop with jack 9 offsuit. Well, the action went 4 ways with my pocket pair of kings. Not ideal. Looks like I'll be sizing up with my premiums pre-flop after we make a small in-game adjustment. So, hand number 12, we look down at ace of clubs, king of clubs in the cutoff. And it is $2, $5, $10 action. The straddle is on. And we make it 35 from the cutoff. The small blind calls. And so now there's $85 going to the flop, which is ace of clubs, 10 of clubs, 2 of hearts. We flop the royal flush draw. Interestingly, I have never had a 2-card royal flush playing live online in one session. Over the course of 1 hour, I had 2 royal flushes. My only 2-card royal flushes ever. Funny how statistics work like that. We bet 30, they call. There's $145 going to the turn. 9 of clubs on the turn. Bam. I like to bet $75, and they fold. And we're a little sad we didn't get more value. Maybe I should be betting smaller here, maybe $55. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Last and final hand, lucky hand number 13. I've got king of spades, queen of diamonds in the cutoff, and there is under the gun limp. The low jack elects to make it $25, and we 3-bet to $85. The low jack calls. Now there's $185 going to the flop, which is a beautiful queen of spades, queen of hearts, 7 of spades. And the low jack checks. We bet $65, and they check rise to $175. I call. Definitely don't want to raise, scare away his bluffs. So there's $535 for the turn, which is the jack of hearts. The player checks. I bet $195, and they fold. And that is a completion of session number 3. We take a big L, family. Massive loss. $1,900. Basically 2 hands. We lost a $2,000 pot, 4%. Suckout on the river, 2 outer. And there was an insane ace-high hero call that we faced. It was a huge chunk out of our profit. After session 3 of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist, session total is now plus $600. So we took a bit of a hit in session 3. Remember the rules of the challenge: 4 hours maximum or leave after $1,000 profit in a session. We played 4 hours and booked an L. We stopped the challenge session and played after for about another 3 hours. We got it all back and more. We finished plus $3,200 overall, going on an absolute heater. We met an interesting guy while we were playing named Matt, who plays full-time, very winning player. He let me try on his sunglasses, which were DITA gradient sunglasses. I've been looking for the perfect pair of sunglasses at the table. When I was 19, I underwent LASIK vision correction. It was a gift from my mom. It was the best money ever spent. Since then, I started with Ray-Bans, which I have liked, but never lasted long. They get good style, very good marketing from Luxottica, but unfortunately, extremely low quality. I've not found them to hold up over time. I did some research and came across Robert Sands from Spectacle Factory on YouTube, out of the UK. He's a world sunglasses and optical expert. I actually, within the last week, just completed a video consultation with him and found some really fun sunglasses. Robert and I will be releasing a collaborative video highlighting my experience. You know what? It's October now. I'm selling action to upcoming World Poker Tour events. I have 3 coming up in October, November, and December. Reach out to me if you want a piece of this action. I'll be selling some action, getting you all involved. At the beginning of 2025, we set 10 goals for poker. First one we accomplished was to become an ambassador on the World Poker Tour. One goal we have is to be net positive for investors, and our most lofty goal is to become a World Poker Tour main event champion. Wish us luck as we head to Bay 101, Best Bet Jacksonville, and the World Poker Tour Championship in Las Vegas. Stay tuned for upcoming giveaways. Last thing, I want to shout out a couple of members of the Stream Team family of the Club World Poker Tour, the original World Poker Tour website. I am starting an ongoing segment where we highlight a member of Club WPT's Stream Team family. Scan here, use code Josh for a free trial. First of all, congratulations to Piboathon, who won a $7,000 package to the Best Bet Jacksonville. He has had some solid live and online results, including multiple prime seats won, live cashes, and a second place in a live tournament, and multiple deep runs online. I look forward to cheering him on and watching him live in Florida. This may be the start of his own sun run. In fact, he has already won a prime seat for December. Last session, we highlighted Iraq Vet 0304. This week on the Stream Team Family Highlight, let's check out one of the OGs who just won a seat I gave away. This week, I would like to highlight Brad Braulio Nesser, Mr. No Lenses. He's been streaming over at Club WPT for 3 years. Dude is the nuts when it comes to streamers. I recall the top 10 streams I have ever been a part of, and Brad was hosting the vast majority of the best streams I've ever been a part of. He's a crusher poker player. Last year, I believe he had one of the best year, probably the best year ever for any free roll player ever, including Dan Seppiel. Brad won an unheard of 7 packages, including to the World Series of Poker main event, the World Poker Tour Prime Championship, to name a few. I'm lucky to call him my friend. You'll never meet someone with a bigger heart. We have some fun collaborations upcoming, including a strategy chat, call-in show for multi-table tournaments. Join us in Las Vegas in December for meetups with the Stream Team family. We'll be highlighting one member of the Stream Team family per episode going forward. Well, that's a wrap for episode 3 of the Bank Rolex Challenge with a Twist. Let's look to bounce back on episode 4. Hope y'all enjoyed the strategy chat, entertainment, and hand histories. Make sure you're subscribed to Josh Guindon Poker YouTube channel for best chances to win all of the upcoming giveaways. Make sure you comment, like, share. Let's go!